what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
Okay, Eric. Eric's telling me to chill. Eric's telling me.
I was like, oh my god. Hero's gonna fight somebody.
Eric's telling me to chill. I'm gonna chill out. Let's get into the segment. I followed you back, Fragility. I appreciate the love. Let's get into the show, man. Hey, man. I didn't get to work out today, so I had to take that out on somebody. Araba, do you know what we're about to do?
We're about to go through some stories.
Okay, so this part of the show is called Things We Forgot to Tell You Last Week. And the reason why this segment is so important to me is because we have a bunch of stories that we do want to talk about, but we never really just have enough time to cover them all. So we use this segment to cover them all. And you'll be reacting to these since, you know, you're a quintessential reaction booth specialist. So this will just be a reaction booth for you. And the first story is... reaction booth. Yes, so this is be perfect for you. The first story is mistaken identity lands man in Hawaii in a mental hospital. And this dude was put into a mental hospital after being found sleeping on the sidewalk in Hawaii. And they have an ordinance in the city limits that prevents people from actually like sleeping on the sidewalks, basically camping in public. And this dude, upon being woken up from his slumber by police, tried to escape. So they arrested him for evading citation, which is just bullshit for escalation purposes. Like, you just wake him up, let him go in. But if you as a cop, and I looked this up, there are over 1,297 sexual assault kits that have not been tested in Hawaii, but they're busy harassing homeless people. So let's just keep that in notion. But they wake this dude up. He tries to escape because obviously he doesn't want to go to jail, but they end up arresting him and citing him for this. You'll never guess what happens after he gets arrested.
Tell us.
He got cited for being a suspect in a murder. Now, this is the part that drives people, that makes me wonder how this even moved past first base. They fingerprint the guy, and the fingerprints found at the scene of the crime didn't match him. But they continued to call him by the person who murdered him. So they actually were able to convict this guy and send him to jail. And it wasn't until he met a psychologist that they were able to release him from jail. And this isn't even the worst part about it, because after spending 2 years behind bars, can you imagine how much money he got for that time behind bars?
It's going to be something stupid. It's going to be something that's going to make me angry, but go ahead.
I believe the answer is 21 cents. They gave him 21 cents for 2 years in jail. The ACLU and the Innocence Project has picked up his case with the intention of getting him his rite of passage. He's been mentally scarred beyond reproach and refuses to leave his sister's house. You got any thoughts on this?
Oh my God. Well, it's just the stories that we hear every day, right? Of how our justice system is broken, like people ending up in jail that shouldn't be there. And you know, you would like to have hope in like things like due process and, you know, checking out the evidence and what is it, not innocent until proven guilty. But there's just all of these examples of just the system really failing people and turning that, you know, we're supposed to be, you know, what is it, like not correcting people, rehabilitating people. But with situations like this, you end up actually like harming people and making them into the types of citizens that we're supposed to be rehabilitating. So now this man is mentally scarred, you know, spent 2 years of his life in jail. So people couldn't even do however many months in quarantine. Imagine spending 2 years in jail for something you didn't do. Mm-hmm. And then the way that the government responds is giving you, what did you say, 20 cents?
21 cents.
21 cents.
Tragic. Araba, guess what? Our government finally worked for us. The Senate passed a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. Yeah. Yeah. Surprise, surprise. We in the money. We in the money. Thank God Almighty. I don't know the rest of the words. But this was actually pretty impressive to see. You have to also look at this with context, as me and Eric are always telling people what's the context behind it. $1 trillion bipartisan. Where's the infrastructure money going? What cities need it the most? Who's going to benefit from the most from this? Blue collars people. So this is something that will generate voter outcome for any demographic, and that's why it worked perfectly in this situation. So I love to see this. I love to believe that this is going to be better, but we do have one more hurdle to cross, which is in the House. And I can think of 2 Democrats who are utter gutter trash, and they could be holding this up. The fact that what's his name from the Senate side, he's a Democrat. He's from West Virginia. It's not Mnuchin. Yeah, it is Mnuchin. And Jen Psaki from the and not Jen Psaki, the Arizona person on the House side. These 2 butt buddies are just fucking everything up. So we really need to establish this. This is going to generate a bunch of jobs, and it's going to take away sort of that urgency or that fearfulness that the federal government is not spending money, which we all know you got to spend money to make money in this country. So I'm happy to see this. What are your thoughts?
I hope it passes. I just feel like there's been a lot of disillusionment. I don't know if that's a word. I hope it is. But people are starting to feel a little bit disillusioned because a lot of the different campaign promises that that Joe Biden made have yet to come to pass. So people are kind of frustrated and feeling like, without some movement or without some action, it'll be really hard to get people excited or energized to come out and vote during the next election. So hopefully this passes. That would be great. Just nice to see something moving in government, because I feel like after the last election, people just felt nothing gets done anymore. So we'll see.
No, absolutely. So then let's push in a little bit forward. Some sports talk. Lionel Messi arrives in Paris to complete his PSG move. For all y'all don't know, a lot of this is football talk. We lost I don't like seeing legends leave their hometown, man. It eats me up it eats me up a little bit. And I can't believe that this is how we're choosing to do this, but I don't know. I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend I'm a soccer head, but I know that this broke people's hearts. Araba, you're a soccer fan, aren't you?
I'm a fair weather soccer fan, so World Cup soccer fan.
You had me waking up you had me waking up agents and other players that I used to know to get you a link 2 weeks ago for the Euro Cup. I was out here. I was I'm not about to.
It was on ESPN.
Yeah. I was damn, she don't got ESPN. I know she got ESPN. And then come back 30 minutes later. I want you to know I didn't even finish watching Boku no Hero. I stopped Boku no Hero to help you do that. Just know.
Thank you.
Just know.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, he's in Paris now. He's in his 30s. He's mid-30s, 35. I think he still got some in the tank. He scored 30 goals last year. He's got some shit in the tank. So he's a legend. He's on the mountain.
I thought he was older.
Nah. I mean, I think he's got some in the tank. So I'm interested to see what it is. But Barcelona's hurting right now. I know for sure. Shout out to Go Spurs. You damn right, Eric. California's running into some issues because Democrats have learned anything 2021 and through 2020 is your hubris. You flew too close to the sun. And you're melting, because the recall is in full effect in California, and it went from a 22% chance of him being recalled all the way up to a 69%. 69. But the thing that's even worse about this is the mixed messaging from the Democratic Party, which is some people telling there's 2 questions that will dictate it. Do you believe he should be recalled? Do you believe that there should be another election, or it should be handed down? And because some Democrats are saying don't respond to this, which doesn't help them, because by not responding to the first or second question, you give other people who are trying to facilitate the position more power. Basically, if there's 10 votes to give and you tell 7 of the people not to vote, it'll be decided by 3 people. So this is a negative mixed message that they're sending, and it's poor representation all around. What do you think is going to happen in this situation, Arba? Do you see him being recalled? I mean, it's definitely.
I have no idea.
He is the best way to describe it is a vocal minority got enough people to say yes, and enough people who would have normally said no are not showing up. And this is where the hubris of the Democratic Party is showing up, because if we lose his seat, that flips the Senate, and that $1 trillion bipartisan deal doesn't go through anymore. It doesn't go through anymore. So if we lose the Senate because of California thinking that it can't go red, we're fucked. So I'll be keeping an eye on this, and we'll do an update on this story later on.
I mean, I think that the bottom line here is just people need to stay energized. We can't continue to think that, Trump was enough to keep, to unify a lot of people, but can't rest on that.
Hey, Araba, I know you're not used to this live thing, but you can't keep moving left to right because now you're not square anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love giving these impromptu. No, you're fine. Yeah, no, absolutely. So then we move to something a little bit more interesting. What do you think would scare a horse in a competition in the Olympics?
Ooh, like if a cat jumped onto the course.
What about a statue? What about a statue of a 400-pound sumo wrestler?
Oh no!
So
with his arms out and everything.
Yeah. So this was put right next to the horses after the third jump, and some of the horses made a jarring motion that caused the jockey or the horse to stumble, which obviously is a timed race. This was in the Olympics.
Oh, no.
Several competitors didn't qualify because their horse stuttered at this exact point every single time. And there's reason to believe that this happened, but there's also reason to believe that in this sport that the horses are trained enough to ignore distractions. But this sumo guy looks like he's ready to fight. I don't know. What do you think?
That's a serious distraction. I don't think they train the horses to deal with something like that. That's understandable. With the horses on this one, I would jump back too.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what? So I'm not mad, but they did end up removing the statue immediately after the qualifying, so it wasn't there for the finals. But that's the segment. That's the story.
Did the people who fell off their horse or their horse stuttered get to do it again?
No, this is Olympics. There ain't no second tries.
But that's not if they took it out for the final, then that means that they recognize that it was an issue during the qualifier, so they should have been able to do it again.
Hey, you know what? I run a podcast on a YouTube channel. I don't run the Olympics, but if you want to vote and nominate me, or by all means, I'm down. We in the money.
Go ahead. You got my vote.
Thank you. Whatever that dude's name was on YouTube, this is the climate change section. Views from the climate science, the IPCC makes clear extreme weather is widespread and severe. So for all you guys don't know, the report came out 2 days ago that basically talked about how we're probably 1% away from, no, not probably, definitely 1% away within this decade if we don't correct our CO2 emissions and our methane gas emissions from basically putting us into a state of no longer trying to solve global warming, but moreover trying to survive the necessary impacts. The critical point for us is when the solid states of the ice lands and all the ice matter melts and puts an extreme level of methane back into the atmosphere. We won't be able to capitalize on it, and course correction will be nigh impossible. We're falling short of the Paris climate agreements that were made 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and we're not even following up with that. Leading industry takes 700% of the CO2 emissions being pushed out into our world are being done by big mega corporations, and it's been rounded off to almost 12. Just 12 companies are destroying the earth. So, Arba, I know this is your forte. This is where your hearts lie. This is where you work. Give us some insight.
No. So first, this is not where I work as far as working on climate issues. Maybe I'll touch upon it at some point in my work. But yeah, I mean, I was talking to Heero about this yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? And
about a week ago.
I'm stressed. I am very stressed because it just makes you feel like, what can I as an individual do about this? I recycle. I try to use reusable bottles. I try to, not use too much plastic. I try to eat plant-based, all of these things. And it just feels like none of that is within, like, nothing that I do can change this. So, but what I've read, a lot of people have been sharing is that, we can't give in to despair. We can't give in to, giving up, feeling like, the world is coming to an end. All we can do is continue to put pressure on politically, do our little part, and ultimately live our lives. That's what someone said to me. Our lives are still worth living. So still having families, still enjoying ourselves, but just trying to be more responsible. But it's scary. It's really scary.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? We have a contingency plan. Araba has opted to take a cat over another person. I'm not here to argue her decisions. But if that cat is more valuable,
why are you putting me out like
if
this?
that cat is more, we gonna leave you, Araba, and you gonna come back on the second trip. So hey, get your contingency plan ready now. Everybody think of six. Everybody think of 6 people you can bring on a boat with you in the event that shit gets real, or just go to the Midwest. Yeah, that's an option. That's definitely an option. But on to the next topic.
Contingency plans. It's real now.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Look, I don't want to shame people here, but I have to shame people. And I'm not shaming all white people, all right? But if you feel some type of way, I'm talking about you. White people not having to shower or feeling privileged enough to say they don't have to shower is white privilege, you feel me? Because white actors are bragging about not bathing their kids or blatantly not taking showers for multiple days at a time. And I have to, go wash. Hey, black people, listen to me. Go wash your ass. Black people, don't think you about to walk out in these streets and do what they doing, okay? Because we literally got people getting acid thrown on them because the sickness of the COVID and all that stuff is perpetuated as Asian people not being clean. So this blatant disregard for those type of attacks by saying reckless shit like this only personifies that in another notion. Yeah, white people can't be dirty. But I tell you this like it ain't nothing. I go to a hospital where I see motherfuckers do heart surgery every goddamn day, and they will touch their dick, go in the washroom, pick their nose, and walk right the fuck out. I've seen it. And I gotta call motherfuckers out constantly. Like, it's so bad that at certain hospitals we have a mandatory hand cleaning section where in between your surgeries you gotta wash your hands because there's no way we can guarantee you doing it other places, and that's at a hospital. So like,
flush and rush.
Flush and rush. Hey,
I'm reacting to Eric's comment.
Hey, so like I just and kudos to the people who like there's certain dermatologists who talk about certain oils are important to keep your skincare routine up and this, that. Hey, miss me with all that bullshit. Go wash your ass. Don't be out here in these streets smelling. Nah. Okay, I'm done. Araba.
Yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a couple good points, and I just want to focus on what you said about how for a lot of different minorities, one of the stereotypes that's put on them that they smell. So black people smell, or people of Asian descent smell, or unclean. Same thing extends to people's food. So you have a lot of people who will go and eat food that they're not familiar with and say, oh, it's going to give me food poisoning. So this
that's a great point.
Dirty or smelly or all of these things are applied to people of color and minorities. And so I just wanted to drive home the point. Like, when people say that being able to brag about not bathing is white privilege, it's not a joke. It's really serious, because that's a stereotype that's put on people of color. And that's why in a lot of different like Black families, Black communities, African households. Cleanliness is so important. Go outside without your shoes shined, without looking put together, without hair. A lot of the issues about hair and what's professional, what's not professional, all of those things are linked. So I just wanted to hit on that again, because I think that's what comes to mind when people say like, oh yeah, like I don't bathe, I don't use soap, I just go in the pool. You won't be looked at any differently in society by saying that versus if I came out and said that. People ask, when you have braids, like, do you wash your hair? If you have locks, do you wash your hair? And are all, in a tizzy about it. If you wash your hair once a week or once every 2 weeks, or you do a protective style, you wait 4 weeks, but then she can say that she doesn't wash. Okay.
It's
now I'm done.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'm done. Next topic. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna enjoy this nerd moment. I enjoyed Sonic the Hedgehog. I enjoy the fact that a group of nerds, a bunch of neckbeard ass nerds, bullied a multi-billion-dollar industry into changing the design, outfit, shoes, and voice. Not the voice. The voice actor was the same. Of a beloved character who hasn't had a good game in years, who hasn't had a comic book in years, who hasn't had a TV show in years. But these fat belly basement dwellers forced this company to go out there and make this movie the way it's supposed to. And because this movie was made prior to the pandemic and they were able to make money because this was the last goddamn movie you could see in theaters before the pandemic, it made $1 billion, and now they have Idris Elba coming to voice my favorite character, Knuckles. Yes. This is the power.
I do not care about this.
This is the power. This is the power of the nerd community, and I welcome you. I thank you all for this, because Idris Elba is amazing, and I can't wait to see his rendition of Knuckles. So Knuckles, for all you guys that don't know, Sonic is Knuckles is an echidna, which is an a real animal, but the anthropomorphic, whatever they say. He's a humanoid type things. But the thing about Knuckles is he wears these gloves and he got these damn spikes, as you can see in the pictures. And his name's Knuckles. He's a brawler. He's a fighter. He beat the shit out of Sonic in Sonic 2. Took all his goddamn coins and one of his jewels. No homo. And the story goes. So I can't.
That doesn't have to. Okay.
I mean, you asked who Knuckles is. I was giving you the story. Thank you, Eric. Eric usually helps me with my linguistics, but hey, that's the thing. So I'm happy.
Anthropomorphic. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't say those words. This is another geek moment. For all you ladies out there that haven't figured out what to get your man or significant other, the PS5s are coming back into stock because they have now resupplied their chips. Go get your man a PS5. Show him you love him. Don't be about here talking about he's high value. Prove the fact of the matter that you love this man and go get him a PS5. If you listening right now and you're a woman and you love me, go buy me a PS5. I don't want no iPhone 12. I don't want no damn TV. I don't want my bills paid. Go get me a PlayStation 5 and make sure you give me an internet access card for $60. Araba, what man are you buying a PS5 for? Since
nobody's getting a PS5. Nobody's getting a PS5. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be like those guys on the internet that's like, yeah, I said I was going to get my man a PS5, but he said, no, baby, let me invest it. And now we're millionaires. I'm going to do it like that. I don't have PS5 money. Has PS5 money right now.
Araba, you rich.
It's economy.
Araba, I'm not going to put your business out there, but you was out here living your best life just a few weeks ago. I'm not going to put your business out there.
No, you can put my business out there. I took a flight. I bought it with points. So.
Oh, you out here buying flights with points. Oh, you out here buying with points.
My
Who got points?
wallet.
You know how you get points, people? By spending money. So who's really out here balling? You feel me? Who's really out here balling? I'm not gonna put you. No, next story, because I don't need people out here. Hey, you see her?
Wow.
You see her IG. Go ahead, slide, fella. She got PS5 money. She got PS5 money.
Whatever. I do not have PS5 money.
Uh,
Do not. Great Lakes loan managers or whatever they're called. That's who my PS5 money goes to.
Hey, I'm just telling you what I heard. But oh wait, hold on. Congratulations, our dude. We're in the first segment of the show and we've already hit 100 comments. So, hey, kudos to y'all. That's love. That's love. That's all y'all right there. So anytime this happens, you already know I'm gonna put it in there. So congratulations, y'all. There's 9 people watching total. I have 13 with the people on Facebook. Shout out to people on Facebook. Hey, come to Twitch or YouTube. The link, I think. Oh wait, hold on. Let me put the YouTube link in there. And that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Complete failure. But hey, thank you guys so much. That's engagement that we're talking about. That's how more people find us. That's how more people get to watch us. Eric's saying Twitch, and I definitely concur. So there goes the Twitch, and then we'll give it to the baby mama. Our baby mama, we don't got it. We don't fuck with each other, but I still love her. So we'll put the baby mama up there too. But that's all y'all. And
who's that? Oh, YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube baby mama. I don't have to explain my reasoning for loving my baby mama. Okay. She was there. She was there when I was eating ramen noodles, man.
The very beginning. From the very beginning.
Yeah, we struggled. We fought. Above all else, we got better. But to get back on topic, they finally got Andrew Cuomo to surrender, alt-delete himself. So this is one of the few things I could pride myself on. This is a tragic situation, and if there's a chance to get criminal charges pressed because there's some criminal wrongdoing, sure. But the one thing I will always praise the Democratic Party for is for when we have someone who drops below standard, we get them the fuck out of there. Like the president was calling for this man to be removed. The president hasn't even called for Republicans on the same stature to be removed. So we always going, control or delete our own. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you believe he's guilty of the crimes he's been sullied with?
Yes, I do, because I choose to believe women. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but like you said, I appreciate the fact that this party, when somebody does, fall below standard or shows that they have disrespected the seat that they hold, that they're held accountable. I think what's frustrating sometimes is that the Republican Party doesn't do the same thing. They kind of close ranks around the person who's done the wrong thing, and so that they're able to keep their seats and kind of push forward without any consequences. And so it's unfortunate that you have people who are, previously very popular, like Cuomo, who now no longer have a political future. But that's the consequence. It's just, it would be hypocritical to close ranks around him at this point.
No,
and
for
he shouldn't
sure.
get any protection anyway. He shouldn't get any protection. It's really, really, really unfortunate. That again and again and again, I just feel so disappointed by all of these different politicians. I don't know, they just keep letting us down. Politicians, actors, public figures, you just find out that they're doing so many things behind closed doors, and it's disappointing.
I don't know. It's definitely reasons. It's definitely heartbreaking.
Not be said Trump did this. Trump was in the background cutting people out.
So this was all part of the plan. But to your point, this is definitely tragic. He's stepping down in 14 days, so he'll have a proper pass off of power. But this could definitely shift the energy that New York feels, because if you know anything about New York politics, you know that the fucking worst of the worst come out. Rudy Giuliani used to be a fucking hero back in 9/11 days, right?
That's what I don't understand.
And New York mayors just fucking shoot themselves in the foot, and I don't get it.
Just crash and burn. And I just want to say, it's tragic for what could have been if he wasn't, a terrible person. But I also want to say it's tragic for the women. I don't think any woman wants to put herself in the public eye making an accusation against someone that's so like loved and revered. It to have your career derailed like this is really, it's not something light. So I just, as much as we're saying like this is sad for Cuomo, like he did this to himself.
Yeah.
Whereas for these women who will now, if we know anything about how these things are treated, will always be linked to his name. That's tragic for them too.
Yeah, get fucked, Cuomo. The appeals court upholds murder conviction of. The appeals court upholds murder conviction of ex-Dallas officer Amber Geiger, who killed neighbor Botham Jean in his own home. The TLDR on this story is that there was a psycho cop who was able to send sexting messages, but drove to the wrong floor, walked up to someone else's apartment door, didn't notice that a big red mat, which wasn't in front of her door, was in front of the door now, walked in, assumed that this person was robbing her. He was really eating ice cream on his couch, unwinding from the news, and then proceeded to shoot into a dark room and kill Botham Jean. A lot of people watched this case. It was the case before Derek Chauvin became a thing. She found herself trying to appeal this within the first year. And the unanimous decision is that they all said no. She's a woman officer, which doesn't play a role in my eyes. She's the first woman officer ever to be sentenced to jail for killing a civilian. Rot in jail. That's just my personal feelings. Go fuck yourself. But Araba, how do you feel about this?
So my question was what Eric just put in the comments. I thought that she didn't get that heavy of a sentence to begin with.
Nope.
Do you know?
She got
what her sentence was?
She got 15 years, I believe, with 10 with to serve 10 with 5. Like after serving 10, they'll reevaluate.
Yeah, so that's already a slap in the face. So the fact that she would, try to appeal is another slap in the face. I'm glad that they upheld the conviction, but it just feels so like the whole thing just feels so disrespectful. I don't know what it is about people like after they've killed unarmed black men, they just like have like the gall and the audacity to do certain things. Like Zimmerman, like he is the most disrespectful. Anyway, if there's a hell, and we hope there is, like put him under it, because he is disrespectful and trying to appeal something like this after getting a light sentence, something you clearly did, is extremely, extremely disrespectful. So whereas before in the first story we were talking about justice system not working, I'm glad that it like kind of worked this time. That people were like, no, you are going to serve your extremely short sentence. But I don't know. It's hard with these things. I don't know if I don't even feel happy. Like it feels like we should be celebrating this, but he's still gone and she's still disrespectful. So
yeah. Araba's polite way of saying go fuck yourself, Amber. Next topic. Hey.
Yeah, you can say it for me.
Hey, so apparently, and I should have found the flag, but there's this new Black Heritage flag that's been circulating. It's cost $29.99 on Amazon. Go fuck yourself. But this is the face of the lady.
Old woman.
I know, but this is the face of the lady who basically made this flag, from my understanding. This is all the way back from February 2nd. This flag, each year for 35 years now, a ceremony is being held. I believe she's either the descendant or she was one of the people that put into it. But at the age of she died in 2014, so she's not with us anymore at the age of 100. But she was part of the process of making the Black Heritage flag, and I feel it's more important to talk about her versus the flag in itself. It's a very memorable face, but I do believe I had the flag on the next page. Let me see if I can find the images. I think it's nice. It's something else that black people can definitely gravitate towards. So I enjoy seeing it. It's definitely an awesome design. Like, it's super powerful. And understanding your history, right? Don't allow people to erase that shit from you. So I'm definitely interested in seeing more from this and hearing more about it. But it was just a cool story that I picked up. What you think?
I love it. I've never heard of it before. I've never heard of her before. I hadn't seen her photo, so thank you for sharing that. I think it's very regal,
Mm,
and I hope people like I can see it like I can see like a nice like polo or something like that with
yeah,
this over the pocket.
yeah.
Like this can definitely be incorporated into a lot of like not to immediately make it into a consumption thing, but I could see it like it being a really nice like branded like on different like clothing items and
Like
stuff
a
like that. But
chapter or
instead of,
like a chapter of something.
yeah, like on the cover of a book, like it just
Yeah.
looks nice. I just want it on things, like the colors together, the gold in the
Hmm.
middle, that wreath. I think it's really beautiful. But going back to what you were saying before, I think it's nice to have unifying things like this. Like I've only ever seen, I think it's the Pan African flag, which is the
Yeah.
black, red, and green. And I
Yeah.
know sometimes every now and then when I'm in DC, like I see people flying that or on a backpack or a patch or something like that. But
Yeah.
this is cool. I like this.
No, definitely, definitely. Hey, what's up, Choppy Reezy? Arba, say the name. Somebody say the name. Choppy Reezy.
Rizzle.
Chop Rizzle, what's up? I'm not good with
I
Twitch
don't
names.
think it's a choppy. Yeah, I think it's just Chop Rizzle.
Thank you. I'll definitely be doing the follow back. I appreciate you, bro. Or ma'am. Thanks for joining. But yeah,
Yes, I noticed that you spelled my Instagram name wrong, and we went over this.
I literally checked with you twice. And the fact that it took you this long to notice, who's really to blame here? Huh? Who's
Oh
really to blame?
no! I noticed earlier. I was just looking for a break.
Oh, you looking for a
And
break?
Chop Rizzle gave me that break in the stories to let you know.
All right, you want to
That's
fix
all we
this?
did.
You want to fix it in real time? Let's fix it in real time. Because facts matter over here. Oh,
Araba.
why don't you text it to me? That would have been a great ad.
Excuse me for assuming that after all of this time,
No,
you know
here
how to spell my last
I'm
name and my first name.
I'm fucking up people who are donating money to me. What makes you think I'm remembering this shit?
Fair.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible. This is admit it.
Fair.
But you want to know who else is horrible? Ron DeSantis. All right. You know what? We about to go in right now. This is a special segment right here. This is, and I have two names I want the chat to decide. I wanted this segment to be when keeping it real goes wrong, or you just caned yourself in regards to Herman Cain, who played himself like a fiddle and supported the no mask mandate and was at all these Trump rallies and then promptly was self-deleted from the world when he caught COVID and died from it. So did you cane yourself, own yourself like you own yourself, but you caned yourself, or when keeping it real goes wrong? What do we want to call this segment, Arba?
Here's the contact
Keeping it real. I love when keeping it real goes wrong. Change yourself sounds. I thought you said something else, so that's why I was like, huh? So when keeping it real goes wrong.
When
for
keeping
me,
it real
but I'll
goes
let
wrong?
others decide.
What do y'all think? When
Let
keeping
others
it,
decide.
while I fix Arba's name, what do y'all think?
Are you really fixing it?
Yeah. Did you text it to me?
Oh, you were serious. Okay, I'll do it right.
Oh, Arba doesn't know that production happens in real time.
I didn't know that production happens in real time.
Keeping it real goes wrong.
Apologize.
The chat has decided. Eric, I don't think you can say that word on the internet.
He started out.
But oh, and she puts it in all caps to let me know she's angry. So that's cool.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I put everything out
How
there.
do you know it's? How do you know that it's because I'm angry?
I can see the fumes coming from your nostrils.
In my head.
All right. So this is what we got. This is when keeping it real goes wrong. This is an amalgamation of stories of people keeping it real till shit goes tragically wrong. And Ron DeSantis, and I just want to state this for the facts. When we talk about this shouldn't have been made political, and they be like, who made it political? You have to remember that Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, who has implemented an anti-mask law, meaning that you cannot wear masks in state-owned run facilities, is now selling merchandise such as "Don't Fouch My Florida" koozies and shirts. But you want to know something that's tragic about this is that there's a man sitting in a Florida hospital wearing this shirt right now that says "Don't Fauci My Florida," and this $21 shirt, which he paid money for, on his website. This is running on DeSantis's page. He paid money for this. He was now being intubated, and the last words he spoke before being intubated was, "Please don't let me die here." Shout out to Solidus Shadow 91. Thank you, Solid Shadows 91. I can say that one. I got that one. Hey, Solid Shadow. I'll follow you guys back here in a second. So, like, this dude is being intubated right now, and I'm still looking to confirm this story, but I want to get more information on this because it hasn't been double confirmed. But it's crazy to see this. But that's just one segment of it. Here's another part of it. Rep Ron Wright.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. Is the first member of Congress to die after coronavirus diagnosis. This person was at boat parties. This person was in the Senate, the Congress chambers gyms and all this other stuff. And that bow tie looks mighty fucking tough. Bro, you not gonna wear no new ones though. Was it worth it? And this is someone who made up.
You're not gonna wear any new ones. Oh my god.
Yeah, because this is a cautionary tale. Everyone in that picture around him is subject to fail because of him. So 16 days after being diagnosed, he was 67 years old. And last but not least, I want to draw special attention to this fucking idiot. Because he is the amalgamation of your own ignorance. This is his statement prior to this event.
Do to support our local businesses is get out of their way.
That was Texas Republican H. Scott Appley in 2019, before the pandemic came along and he became a
That's right.
praising mask burnings, calling a health official promoting vaccine an absolute enemy of a free people, and last Friday echoing a claim vaccines don't really work anyway. But just after posting that, according to a GoFundMe page set up for his family, Appley was admitted to a hospital, diagnosed with COVID, and by Tuesday, he was dead.
The virus. They're working hard. Looks like by April, in theory, when it.
So for me, that boils my blood, because no matter what your political beliefs are, whatever things, you should never be subjugating your family to that. Bro, you gave your life up for a political cause and got nothing for it. The same Republican people that you were propping up, they didn't even donate to your GoFundMe. You got a kid and a wife, and their life is ostensibly over because you wanted to be praised by a bunch of people? Nah, bruh. So, yo, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and you fuck around and found out. It's harder and harder for me to have sympathy for these people because I've seen more than 300 people die from this in person by myself. I've seen it. So, like, when you have this platform, you have this power, you're not going to get sympathy from me anymore. So this segment will continue to come back.
Someone that were like, I think back on all my decisions, like small decisions, like, ooh, I should have gotten this sandwich instead of this sandwich. Like, why did I do that? And with all of these stories, I just wonder, for the people that are being intubated, am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
For the people that are being intubated, they're being admitted to the hospital after making all of these very outlandish public statements. What does that fear or that regret feel like? Know that you made such a wrong decision that you're going to pay for with your life. Like that, I don't know how much more sympathy I have just because that type of behavior influences other people who are hesitant for other reasons, or for maybe they have valid reasons for being hesitant. So they're impacting other people. But for them, wow, like, I don't know, what does that realization feel like? I don't know.
The thing that will always haunt me in these situations is the kid, is the teenager or the young adult who was pleading with the people, please, I'll take the vaccine, I'll do whatever you want, just don't intubate me, please don't put that tube down my throat. And for all you people out there thinking it's sweet, you ain't deep throwing no 14, 15, 16-inch damn tube. It is not comfortable. It is not great. And as a person who has woken up many people and to realize that you can't pull something stuffed down your throat because they've restrained you, and have to tell this person, I need you to nod your head if you can hear me, because they can't talk because they got this tube down their fucking throat, and I'm going to be asking you some life and death situations. In the last 6 hours, have you taken any drugs? You need to be honest, because if you lie to me and we give you the wrong drugs, you will die right here. And that's the reality of the situation. Healthcare providers are tired. We are tired of this situation. So, like, it's going to get harder to find sympathy from healthcare workers because we've seen our own people die from it. We've seen people who didn't have to die from it. We've seen families being torn apart. But, you know, it's just a cautionary tale. Take care of yourselves, people. Do what's right. Make sure that you're looking out for one another, because when at the end of the day, no matter where your political lies, dying for some notion of lack of self-understanding is not worth it. But hey, we move on, right?
How much do you blame them
How much do I what?
versus it, like the DeSantis? How much do you blame them versus blaming the people who politicized it?
I feel
Like
if you,
the
I feel like if
DeSantises and
I
stuff.
feel like if you've been hired or put in charge of taking care of people's political safety, not political safety, as an elected official, you are put in charge of people's safety, well-being, and course of action. And for you to willfully give out false information, you should be held responsible as negligent. You should be held responsible as negligent. But hey, that's
I agree. Everybody has to make their own decisions, and there is like a level of personal responsibility here. But I think back to like those early days of the pandemic when nobody knew what was going on. Like, I was coming through my front door, taking off all my, like, I had to put down my groceries, take off all my clothes, get into the shower, wash everything, wipe down. We didn't know what was going on, and so whatever you latched to was what you believed
instantly. Yeah, instantly. It's an infection, but it's not an excuse for you to ignore the cure. But hey, let's talk about the triumphant, devastating, ball-breaking accomplishments of the USA, because we won the Olympics, if that's even a thing.
What are you talking about?
I just have the records here, and I wanted some notable things. Shout out to the American men's basketball team, volleyball team, and women's basketball team, and 4x4 track team for all winning gold medals. And I believe her name's Felix for being the most decorated woman track and field star. Shout out to all these people. Yeah. Great outshowing, 39 gold medals, 41 silver, 33 bronze, and Nafi, we know that bronze comes after silver because Nafi was convinced that bronze was really second place. I'm putting you out there. You didn't deserve that.
Why are you putting her out here like that?
Because Nafi gets too much pub. She's too popular. She's too good on a show that
Nafi said bronze comes second. Bronze comes second. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
No. All right. China, close second, 38. 38, 32, 18 respectively. Japan, who hosted the joint, 27, 14, 17. Not a bad showing. Great Britain, 22, 21, 22. I feel like those numbers are too close. And ROC, which is the Russian republic. I don't feel they should be on this list. I don't know why Russia should be allowed to do the shit they're doing with all their
Russian Olympic Committee.
Yeah, I don't
get it.
Yeah, I don't feel like they basically are being sanctioned, and they have a bunch of human rights violations and a bunch of other shit. But who on this list doesn't have human rights violation, right? This should be called the Human Rights Violation Olympics. I'm interested to see. Okay, I'm lying. I didn't care about the Olympics. Next story.
Wait.
Oh, you cared? Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Okay, my bad. Let's go back. Tell me. I'm listening.
I mean, all of this medal count and everything, I don't care about that. I think the big story from the Olympics is Black women saying no. That's all.
Ooh.
That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say.
Shit! Goddamn!
An
Yo.
Olympic medalist
Yo.
on the world stage can say no, and each of us in our families, our relationships, our jobs, you know, that person that drains you, we can say no too. It's inspirational.
Right.
It's inspirational. I know people had their opinions about giving up and you're representing our country, but that's what I kind of watched like the first week of the Olympics and then kind of fell off. But that's the big story for me from
Hey,
this.
you know what?
That's
And I
what
can,
I'm gonna remember.
and you know what? My hubris, because my privilege doesn't allow me to see that right away. And that's one hell of a perspective. Thank you for that. And piqued interest. Araba coming with, oh God. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Do you want to know why I don't like Scarlett Johansson?
I can think of a couple different reasons, but you tell me.
Preferably because she thinks she can act like a tree. And I think she should act like a tree and fucking leave this conversation. But I'm going to defend her in this rare moment. I'm going to defend her in this. That was one hell of a transition. I love it. I love it. I clearly have fun here.
I mean, 10 out of 10.
I fucking have
the Olympics. 10.
I fucking have a ball on this show. But Scarlett Johansson was the actor who got mad that a bunch of people got mad at her for portraying an Asian woman as a white woman, and her response wasn't, wow, I was trying to be culturally sensitive, or based on the author I got the privilege or whatever. It was, I feel like if I want to be a tree, I should be able to be a tree, and no one should be complaining about that. So I instantly
Was that
said,
her real response?
yes, it was. She is so beyond just dumb. But the thing that I want to support her in this is the fact that she signed a contract with her employer and they broke the rules, and she's coming for Disney. Black Widow was released on streaming and in theater simultaneously, but she was promised certain dividends if the movie, while in theaters, grossed a certain amount. And what we found out is that the movie had a major drop off after the second week, which is not normal for Marvel movies, as most traditional Marvel movies get $1 billion. This is the first Marvel movie not to do that. So the correlation difference is people are going to say, well, it's because it was a woman-led movie. Well, we had Captain Marvel. That made $1 billion. The only difference really is that this was released on streaming simultaneously. Am I a person who watched this movie? No. Am I a person that bootlegged this even though I have Disney Plus capabilities? Yeah, because it was that much more available. So I could definitely see this being an issue, but I'm interested to know what you think.
So I'm still trying to understand exactly what the issue was. I was trying to listen to something about this, and it seems that so she doesn't have access to any of the money that comes from its streaming. Is that what it is?
Yeah, pretty much. That money that she doesn't get to see.
Yeah, I mean, also side-eye Scarlett Johansson, but the contract is a contract, right?
Yeah,
and I actually think that this will be really important in the future. So whether she wins or loses, that'll kind of have an impact for future contracts. Me talking I don't know what goes into actors' contracts, but I'm assuming that now that we're having more of these theater release, and then simultaneous streaming things, that people will pay attention to what happens in this case, and that'll impact how they write their contracts moving forward so that they can get the money that they feel that they're deserved. Because before, when you started this this stream, I saw a ad for Candyman.
Yeah.
Candyman? Was it Candyman? Yeah, for Candyman.
Thanks for watching the app. That was 63 cents.
Right into your pocket.
Thank you so much.
I remember seeing the ad for that ages ago. I want to say before the
for
pandemic.
Sure.
So
for sure.
I'm sure studios, actors, producers, directors, they're all trying to figure out how do we make this streaming thing work and still make money. So we'll see what happens. It'll set the tone, I think, for the rest of the industry.
No, definitely. And to further just speaking on this, Disney, go fuck yourself. Putting her salary out there and trying to feign ignorance and be like, well, I don't see why she's complaining in these trying times. To be making $20 million off of just one movie is a blessing, and we look forward to more. Go fuck yourself, because RDJ made $50 million off of every time he appeared in a movie. Every time he appeared in a fucking movie. That means he showed up. He didn't show up in Thor's movie, but because he's in the fucking intro, he got paid $50 million. So go fuck yourself. No one else has a contract like that. You hate to see it. Hopefully Disney gets put in the dirt and they get buried somewhere where Song of the South is. But last but not least, a little bit of closure. So a study shows that in 2020, police officers' death rate increased to 264. 264 officers died last year. And it's a sad story. But the thing that is really baffling to me is that, Araba, how would you think these guys died? Like in the line of duty, saving a girl, saving somebody from drowning, cats out of trees. No, none of that bullshit. 96% of them died from COVID. 96% of the people who died, not 96%, 145 confirmed died from COVID. Meaning these were officers who were given the opportunity to get the shot, ignored it, and died. So once again, this just goes to show, and this probably would have been better suited with the other segment. Fuck around and find out, man. This shit is serious. And it's out here killing more cops than bad guys. COVID is killing more cops than bad guys. And if that ain't a goddamn message, I don't know what is. But hey,
it's the politicization again. And yes, everybody has their own free will. The way that this has been politicized, the way that climate change, we had that story, has been politicized. I don't know. I put a lot of blame on the politicians who did this.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? I want to give a round of applause to Araba. Just like, yo, you made it through a whole show. Like, I can't.
I did.
You look famished. You look tired of me. You look like your blood pressure spiked a little bit.
Listen, I haven't eaten.
Yo,
I got
trooper.
Off of work and
hey, I
gotta go get ready.
Can we put hearts in the chat for Araba, please? Everybody, can we put some hearts in the chat? Because Araba just came and did it for us. You feel me? She came and did it for us. Araba, do you know how to end the show? Do you know?
Oh God.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh.
If you don't feel confident, just say it, and I'll do it for you.
I can come up with one.
Oh, you know what? I'm interested to hear.
Thank you for joining us on the identity booth.
Okay.
Where we identify with you as you identify with us. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Okay.
Make sure you follow us on Twitch.
Ooh.
So Daddy Bezos.
Yeah.
The monies.
Yeah.
Don't forget our baby mama.
Yep.
YouTube.
Yep.
Make sure to follow us there and share it with your friends. You can always catch us on what's this one? Twitch? No.
You said that already. You want to go Facebook?
One. Oh my God.
Facebook? Anchor.
Instagram. I don't know who Anchor is. I've never heard of her.
Anchor. They pay us chicken change.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Which one?
Discord.
Okay. Hey, no, I do have a Discord. Yes, I'll give you that. It's like we're playing Jeopardy and they're coming up with stuff. All right, Discord. I love it. Hey, you know what? Good job, Araba. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like, it's been a blast. We appreciate you guys jumping on. We got more show to come. Nafi, if you're listening to this, get your ass in the Discord right now. But we appreciate it. Hey, let's send a quick shout outs to all the people because Araba, we had a lot of people join up. So we want to say thanks to Solid Shadow 91, Choppy Ridley. I'm messing up all these names. Rizzle.
What's with you and Chop Rizzle?
It's Chop
Rizzle.
I'm
willing to put money on that. It's Chop Rizzle.
Okay. Eric with giving Nafi a tier 1 sub. Remember, Papa Bezo paying us. So go ahead, hook us up. You can be part of this. You don't have to sit from the outside, fam. You can sit on the inside. It's cool. Fragilities. Thank you so much for the love. So that's it. And you can follow on anything. If you do it on YouTube, you'll get the
first one. Don't forget the first one.
I did the first one. Superhuman. Oh, Arba, you so damn right. My bad. Superhuman. Always coming through. All you guys.
See?
Hey, Arba did it. Hey, that's why Arba's always gonna be known as the reaction booth. She's gonna keep me on my toes. Arba, tell them where they can find you real quick.
Just Instagram.
Slide in
I
DMs,
haven't been
fellas.
on Twitter in a month. Don't do that, please.
Slide. She gonna buy you a PS5, y'all. She gonna buy y'all a PS5, y'all. Do it. Slide in there.
With points. With credit card points.
Slide, fellas. Oh man,
God.
that's great. But no,
the only social media that I check is Instagram, and it's at Araba.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. We had a ball. We had a blast. We're going to get her out of here, guys, and we'll be back with Tea with Nafi. So you guys stay tuned. Let's go BRB real quick.
But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime. And I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down and we can catch the vibe.